Both Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance are currently on the shelf, and that's really bad news for the 49ers, and they need news on that front to turn around quickly because I'll tell you what, Kyle Shanahan badly needs both of these quarterbacks to turn this ship around. I present to you some evidence right here. You do not want to be on the bottom left of this graph. That means that your efficiency, y axis, vertical right here, and your completion percentage based on some advanced charting is below average. Trey Lance is currently nearing the bottom left of that chart. No real coincidence that Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, all those guys are there. But anyway, through 6 quarters, Trey Lance just hasn't been efficient enough to give the 49ers a sustainable chance to win. That's why they scored, or part of the reason why they scored only 10 points against the Arizona Cardinals. Jimmy Garoppolo has been unspectacular. He's been limited, but he's been decently efficient. Again, I said Garoppolo has been limited. What does that mean? Well, it means that the 49ers need to take the best from both of their quarterbacks and combine it into one. This was the plan all off season. It was the plan during the preseason, and it's something that they've failed to start. They're kind of trying to rev the lawnmower right now. They're trying to turn that engine on, but they haven't been able to quite do it yet because of injuries, because of early game struggles. Some of that's Garoppolo's fault early on against the Eagles and the Packers, and they've lost what they wanted to be a have their cake and eat it too flow at the quarterback position. And now, partly as a result of that, both quarterbacks are hurt, and that's not good because the 49ers don't want to start Nate Sudfeld. But moving forward, at 2-3, the 49ers need to harness the positives about Trey Lance. And I saw a lot of positives from Trey Lance in this game against Arizona. You start with the legs. He ran for 86, 87 yards, but you can also finish with the legs because no rookie quarterback who's 21 years old facing grown NFL men for the first time should be running the ball 16 times in a game. That's an unheard of number for even running backs in today's NFL. The days of the 20 carry bell cow, aside from Derrick Henry, are gone. So your first round quarterback, number 3 overall pick, I don't care how many future accountants he was running over at North Dakota State. He cannot be asked to run quarterback power over and over and over again in the NFL. It's just not a sustainable formula. And as we've seen, Lance is already hurt because of it. And the only reason that Lance got into that position is because Garoppolo was hurt and Lance had to execute a full game plan, and Kyle Shanahan wasn't comfortable running a standard NFL 25 to 30 decisions from the pocket game plan. He thought that he needed to pare it down for Trey Lance, and by paring it down, he ran a lot of North Dakota State plays. Well, guess what? The defenses that North Dakota State play aren't the same as the defenses that the 49ers face in the NFL, or the Arizona Cardinals, who have a good defense this year. So we've seen a domino effect of problems for the 49ers because they entered the season planning to use both quarterbacks, and now they have none. I mean, it went from 2 to 1 that they were using because Lance wasn't really being used much. Garoppolo flamed down on them because of an injury, and now, of course, Lance is also rehabbing a knee injury. So it's a bye week now. It's good. The 49ers can circle the wagons. They could lick their wounds. They can figure out a way to come out against the Colts, hopefully healthy. You can knock on wood that it stays that way for the 49ers. But whenever they do have both Garoppolo and Lance back, they can actually put their foot back down on the gas pedal and try to get on the track of what they had initially planned. Is it going to be hard to execute this? Of course. And I think that the 49ers already ran into some of the troubles of executing this efficiently in the first few weeks, which is why Shanahan wasn't able to do this. But the truth is undeniable. They have Jimmy Garoppolo on the team under contract, and he's been decently efficient when he's played. When he's healthy, he's actually been plus efficient. His worst 3-quarter stretch of football, well, I guess it wasn't a 3-quarter stretch, it was only a quarter stretch, maybe 2 quarters because he hurt his calf early. So his worst 2-quarter stretch, full 2-quarter stretch of football came against Seattle after the calf injury. Yes, there was some trouble in Philadelphia. Yes, there was some trouble early in Green Bay. But both of those times, Garoppolo turned it around to lead the 49ers on productive drives and ultimately gave them a chance to win the game. It only came to fruition against the Eagles and not the Packers. But unlike what Twitter will try to tell you, Jimmy Garoppolo has managed a decently productive offense when healthy for the 49ers. The problem is that even though that offense that Garoppolo has managed has been decently productive, it has also still been limited. There's a reason why they spent so much draft capital on Trey Lance, and it's not only because of Garoppolo's injuries, although that was the primary reason. The second reason, the one that the 49ers can benefit from this year, is that Trey Lance has a cannon and he could really run, and he could stress defenses and box counts in new ways. So if you could find a way to utilize Lance's skill set alongside Garoppolo's, either through a mix and match, or who knows, maybe occasionally both of them will be on the field at the same time. But if you can find a way to give Trey Lance his experience, because he obviously needs some time to develop and he can't just do it holding a clipboard. But if you can mix and match him situationally, hasn't been charted out before, you can raise the ceiling that Garoppolo brings this team. Now, the argument right now is because the 49ers are 2-3, because the offense has sputtered, there is kind of a tendency to trace it back toward Shanahan's plan to have his cake and eat it too. And they're saying, well, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. And, because Kyle Shanahan tried to, create an offense for both Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, he has an offense for neither. To which I say we're 5 games in. And the 49ers also lost Raheem Mostert in week 1, which I think was a tremendous gut punch, maybe even more of a gut punch as far as offensive schematics go than a Garoppolo or a Lance loss in a vacuum would have been. Because without Mostert, you don't stretch the field the same way. And then when that's compounded by Elijah Mitchell getting hurt, well, you definitely can't stretch the field. The 49ers are a run-first offense. The rushing efficiency has to reach a critical mass, a critical level for everything else to fall into place. And it doesn't matter if Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback or if Trey Lance is the quarterback in that situation. It's probably even more important that the 49ers run the ball successfully when Trey Lance is at QB, because as we saw against Arizona, the 49ers just, weren't competent in the standard drop back passing game, and they had no reason to be. This is a team that went 4 for 16 combined on 3rd and 4th downs. Trey Lance's long game is way further developed than his short game, and the offense is very tailored to the short game. They go for yards after the catch. They go for timing. They go for rhythm under Shanahan. Well, they had to change some things up. They brought Travis Benjamin in early in the game because he's a fast receiver. And they tried to elongate the field. They tried to go for deeper concepts. But then again, the offensive line, especially at right guard, is struggling to pass block. So the 49ers really couldn't do much with Travis Benjamin in the game. So they had to revert back to the shorter passing game. And Trey Lance was missing some of those throws on 3rd and 4th down. So, guys, you could see where I'm going here. Lance is raw. It's not his fault. He still needs time to develop. But the 49ers can take what he did so well in this game, and there was some toughness. He showed some grit. Yes, he was able to run. You can add that repertoire into a full game plan that also features Jimmy Garoppolo when both of these guys are healthy. And yeah, you have to be a skilled play caller to do it. But if you do it, the rewards will be immense. And also, the downstream negative effects will be much smaller. You won't have Trey Lance running 16 times a game, getting sacked twice, and getting hit countless other times, all to result in a knee strain. You're going to have, or a knee sprain, I guess I should say, not a strain, a knee sprain. You'll have, in all likelihood, cleaner bill of health for your quarterback room. And the biggest hope is that you have a more efficient quarterback room. So that's why the 49ers need both of these guys. In the big picture, obviously Trey Lance is their future, but also in the big picture, the 49ers from day one have recognized the obvious. And no matter how many fans or media tried to delude themselves of what wasn't obvious, that Trey Lance would somehow be an all-pro from day one, that's just not reality. The reality is that you have to get Lance to that point. And to get to that point, he needs to play, but he also needs to play in a fashion that doesn't compromise the 49ers' 2021 chances. The argument that the 49ers should just punt the season is old and, quite frankly, is biased. There's some people that just want Garoppolo out at all costs. So they'll say, oh, I don't even care if the 49ers make the playoffs. Let's just start the rookie right now. Sorry, guys, that's not how the NFL works. This is a week-by-week league. The 49ers are the number 10 efficiency team in football right now, despite all this upheaval on offense. They're playing really good defense. You just saw them shut down the Cardinals, and they have weapons on the offensive end. This is an alpha league. You go out there to try to win and compete every week. You don't play this game like it's a spreadsheet or it's on Madden or whatever you want to say. And, let's play for next season. No, these guys, this is players' livelihoods. This is coaches' livelihoods. And if you have a chance to go out there and compete, secure playoff positioning, you're going to do it. And guess what? A 2-3 with the number 10 efficiency ranking in the league, with a defense that's starting to play a lot better, the 49ers have a chance. There are still 12 games left in this season. It is not a single chapter. This is a novel, and we're about to head on to the next chapter. And the next chapter is going to be chapter 6 for the 49ers. They're 2-3 right now entering the bye week. With chapter 6, I think they really hope they'll have both Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo available so that they can continue on with their previous plan and just let go of this drama. I mean, everybody tries to make the quarterback situation dramatic. And for the 40, this is about survival from a week to week like level. This is about figuring out how to make the offense as complementary to the defense as possible. Which game plan will make you more efficient, give you the best chance to win against the Indianapolis Colts? And you could see some of the answers I've talked about here. You need to be good on third down. You need to be good in the short game, but you also need to be explosive where it counts. You take the best of Jimmy Garoppolo, you take the best of what Trey Lance has to offer right now as a rookie, you could get that optimal result. It's just going to take it's going to take Kyle Shanahan doing what he initially planned to do, and we'll see just how much of an offensive genius he is, because he hasn't looked great with the way that he used Trey Lance recently. There have been problems. I've been very critical. Let's see what he does moving forward, though. This story is still unwritten, and I'll tell you what, 49ers are happy to have two quarterbacks right now. They'll be much more happy, though, if they're out of that training room and back on the field. Everybody take care.